Today I'm going to be talking about the Paleolithic diet. In the book, The Paleo Manifesto by John Durant, at a zoo in Cleveland in 2005, a 21-year-old male gorilla in Mokolo's group died of heart failure. So the staff started to look into ways to improve the health of the remaining gorillas. Mokolo was overweight and his blood test and cardiac ultrasound were worrisome. Mokolo had been fed according to the official guidelines issued by the National Research Council, which specified the macro and micronutrients from primates in captivity. His vegan diet consisted of gorilla biscuits, fortified fiber bars made by exotic pet food companies, supplemented with leafy vegetables, plant stems, and fruit. Heart disease is the #1 killer of male gorillas in captivity. It is also the #1 killer of men in civilization. The staff at the Cleveland Zoo decided to put Mokolo on a diet that more closely resembles the diet of a wild gorilla. With stunning results, significant weight loss, unexpectedly better behavior, and improved biomarkers related to heart disease. After the team got rid of the gorilla biscuits altogether and replaced them with a bunch of plants like those that gorillas would eat in the wild in Africa, his health improved. But unfortunately, he was very cranky and aggressive because he craved the sugar hit the gorilla biscuits provided. This was short-lived. Like gorillas, we also are healthiest when we eat a diet that nature intended for us, the diet that our ancestors ate, the diet we evolved to digest. Today I would like to discuss with you the underlying issues of the modern American diet. Specifically, I am talking about the diet that the U.S. Department of Agriculture recommends, what motivates the USDA to create the guidelines they do, and how we can avoid becoming unhealthy. The USDA recommends a diet that is composed of slightly more vegetables than grains, followed by protein, fruit, and dairy products. The diet they recommend looks a lot like this My Plate graph shown right here, where you have predominantly grains, followed by vegetables, followed by protein, fruits, and dairy. That would be a glass of milk. First, we will discuss the underlying issues with the diet that the USDA recommends. Second, we will discuss why our government would recommend a diet to us that doesn't work. And towards the end, we will discuss how switching to an all-natural Paleolithic diet can alleviate the health problems we face as a modern civilization. Problem with the USDA recommended diet. The USDA recommends that over a quarter of our diet consists of grains. The problem with grains, according to Nora T. Gedwada's book, Primal Body, Primal Mind, is that phytic acid actively binds minerals and eliminates them from the body, which results with increased grain consumption and widespread deficiencies of minerals, including calcium, iron, magnesium, and zinc. Grains also contain goitrogens like gluten and gliadin, both extremely common sources of allergies and sensitivities that can lead to both physical and mental or emotional disorders. The second issue with the USDA recommended diet is that it includes dairy. It is extremely weird that an adult human would drink milk from another species. According to David L. Catt's article, Is Dairy Healthy or Not?, all infant mammals make lactase, but the gene that does the job shuts off in early childhood at the time of weaning. Throughout nature and history, the only milk to which mammals had access came from their own mothers in the first months of life. The third issue with the USDA recommended diet is that it demonizes cholesterol. Because of this, the average American will skip eggs for breakfast and replace it with the cereal that will make them crash later in the day. This results in obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. At this point, you're probably wondering why our government would recommend to us a diet that is not healthy. According to Elizabeth Nolan Brown's blog, drafter of U.S. dietary goals was bribed by Big Sugar to demonize fat. The demonization of fat actually helped increase U.S. sugar consumption. As health-conscious Americans replaced morning eggs and sausage with carbs like bagels, or turned to low-fat and fat-free offerings, where added sugar helped fill the taste void. How did Big Sugar pull this off? With help from Harvard scientists, who were each paid $49,000 in today's dollars to publish the misleading literature review. One of these scientists, D. Mark Headstead, went on to become a major driver of U.S. dietary advice. The solution to the problem with the USDA dietary guidelines not providing us with the most scientific data on diet would be for people to have an understanding that the diet that the USDA recommends is literally being sold to us by interest groups. An example of this would be the Got Milk ad campaign that has now been replaced with Milk Life, an attempt to highlight the protein benefits of the drink. According to Kevin Short's article, Rest in Peace, Got Milk, ads campaign kills in favor of new slogan. The point in these campaigns is not to increase our health as a society, but to increase profits on dairy products. On a local scale, public schools could stop feeding their children sugary foods such as fruit drenched in sugar and chocolate milk. I like to tell people that it is a good idea to try eating grain-free and dairy-free for a week. If they like it, they'll feel better and they can stick to it. If they don't, maybe the diet wasn't meant for them. The founder of CrossFit recommends a Paleolithic diet. Greg Glassman famously said in his article, What is Fitness? To eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no added sugar. Keep intake to levels that will support exercise, but not extra body fat. Now that you know that the USDA recommends unnatural foods and that there are special interest groups directly responsible for our high sugar diet that results in heart disease, obesity, and diabetes, you can avoid the USDA's incorrect information and enjoy real food. The food that is natural and comes from the earth, the food our ancestors ate. Several years ago, my girlfriend's stepfather went in for a routine checkup to his doctor. He discovered that he had diabetes. Fortunately, the doctor put him on a Paleolithic diet, and to this day, he has not started taking insulin. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Actually, I have one. So can you tell me what would be considered Paleolithic besides like fruits and vegetables?
Fruits and vegetables. Okay, so when it comes to a Paleolithic diet, you're really looking at what humans ate from 2.6 million to 50,000 years ago. Paleo comes from that time period, and what people ate were the foods that you would find as a hunter and a gatherer. So you'd be eating meats like small animals, rabbits, fish, and you'd be eating everything. You'd be eating livers, hearts. You'd be making stews that have bones in them. That's one way that people got nutrients for thousands of years. Another thing that you would eat would be vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, sweet potatoes that you could find in the earth.
Would beans be considered?
Beans is not really Paleolithic.
So when did you think that the USDA will realign the food pyramid?
The USDA has already realigned the food pyramid. The My Plate graph that I showed you earlier replaced the food pyramid. The food pyramid got a lot of critique, and it was recommending extremely large amounts of grains. I think it was like 7 pieces of whole grain bread a day, and that gives you just unrealistic amounts of sugar. Most whole wheat bread that you find in the store contains all kinds of stuff in it, like high fructose corn syrup, sucralose, bad stuff. It's not real. And of course, the main thing is to stay away from packaged foods. You want to eat real food. Is there any more questions?
Yogurt's bad for you since it's dairy?
Yogurt is technically not paleo.
It probably has a lot of sugar.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, unflavored yogurt would definitely be better for you if you were making yogurt, just because of the high sugar content. And it's kind of sour.
Yeah, it doesn't taste as good. So do you eat a paleo diet?
I do eat a paleo diet. I eat a paleo diet to fuel my workouts. I work out every day, so I feel that a paleo diet keeps me fit, and it also keeps my body fat percentage low, so that I'm not getting bigger, but I'm still fueling myself as I work out.
So for you, you don't buy products that say they're low fat?
No, never buy a low fat product. I try and stay away from products that would say that, like dairy, for example. But if I was gonna have a cup of milk, I would have whole fat milk, because if you look at a label on skim milk, it actually has more sugar than whole milk does. They're adding it in because the fat is flavoring that, and then when you add sugar, you're like, it's one evil for another. But fat's obviously better than sugar, in my opinion.
Thank you.